2 days ago, 12 brave castaways, both new and returning, embarked on an epic journey to the mountains of Wallenpaupack, Pennsylvania. This season, a thrilling twist was introduced: Headhunter bounties. The first 4 castaways to successfully vote out their targets received favor, while those who failed faced punishment. Over the course of 8 grueling challenges, their speed, strength, wit, and endurance were pushed to the limit, and they engage in over 20 hours of conversation, some filled with truth, others with deceit. One by one, 8 castaways fell, leaving only 4 to face the final test. Who will outwit, outplay, and outlast to claim the title of sole survivor? Charlie, the undercover ace. Like last season, Charlie started off under the radar, but has now emerged as a formidable contender with 2 consecutive individual immunity wins. Playing an honest game, he has skillfully avoided making enemies. Last season, he came close to victory, winning the fire-making contest against Jack, but ultimately fell short of winning by just 2 votes. Matt, the Chaos Creator. Matt burst onto the scene with a strong start, becoming the first headhunter to claim his bounty on Logan, and with 2 team immunities, he was untouchable for the first 3 votes. However, his tendency for chaos has stirred the camp, hiding fake clues, giving away fake advantages, and making false promises. Kevin, the social strategist. From night 1, he formed a powerful alliance with Matt. Despite being a first-time player, Kevin's social prowess has been his greatest weapon, orchestrating blindsides against formidable opponents like Gray, Drew, and Jimmy. Emmett, the comeback kid. Though not a challenge threat, Emmett's strategic mind and strong relationships have kept him in the game. After an early exit in Season 1, he's returned with a vengeance, forging strong alliances with the remaining castaways. Which castaway will reign victorious and take home our $300 cash prize? Find out in our season finale of Survivor Wallenpaupack. 2 days, 12 castaways, 1 survivor.
I'd like to say I'm thrilled to be here in the Final Four. Got voted out second last time, and it just did not need that to happen again, and to come this far has been so much fun. And no, I don't have any regrets for the Nick vote for several reasons. Some of them, honestly, are outside of the game. Nick was leaving soon, and he said he was kind of glad he got voted out and had to go. So I thought that worked out just in terms of that happening. But on the flip side, I really like Nick, but he was a big of a wild card, and maybe and I think in some other circumstances he totally would have made it to the final 3. So I'm gonna fight to win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not waving that white flag, but I've had a great time, and I think I'll be at peace with what happens tonight, but I'd be very, very at peace for my $300 prize.
Yeah, so now that I'm a spot where I can't be voted out, I'm pretty surprised that I got this far. Even we were talking with Nick up on the couch, and the fact that me, Kevin, and him, you know, within the final 5, we're all newcomers, first timers, is you know, that's a pretty cool stat. Not only produced and edited these videos for 2 years now, I thought that was going to be a big target on my back coming into it, but the Survivor gods helped me in my favor by getting that first immunity win, getting my Headhunter with Logan to get the second immunity win, and then being with Jimmy and Greg to get the third immunity win. Yeah, I've been with Kevin since the beginning. We've been, you know, on the same side of the boat every time. Emmett, like I've said, he's lied to me and I've lied to him, but we both understand Survivor and we know that that's how it goes. Where we've just kind of laughed it off. He's been a really great player, and Charlie has just popped off these past 3 or 4 challenges. And again, yeah, getting deja vu to last year. He came in second last year when I think he should have won. So if he's able to pull it off again, you know, he might have my vote as well. So it's a really tough one for me. If I don't make it there, I'm curious to see what their pitches are at Final Tribal, because at this point I'm an open vote.
First things first, Charlie. Got to take back the immunity. This check. Immunity is once again back up for grabs for the final time.
The echoes of chaos are echoing.
This game may look familiar because it's the exact same game in Season 2. So, Charlie, you participated in that game.
Not familiar to me, Jeff.
You might be, maybe you're feeling good. So, it's a pretty simple game. The goal is to just build your cup as high, your stack as high as you can, taking from the communal stack of cups until all the cups are gone. Highest stack at the end is the winner who will win immunity.
Simple enough.
Survivor's ready for the final immunity. Go. Everybody off to a quick start. This is a fast game. Have it go. Wow. Already at 5, now it's 6, right? Now we're starting to get a little bit higher. People starting to miss. Charlie has a big stack. Experience from last year may be working well for Charlie. Charlie's still working well. Everybody's pretty close. I think Charlie's in the lead by maybe 1 or 2. He's still going really well. First miss in a while. Gets it right back up. Evan looks like he's starting to catch up. Evan's right behind. Magnus picking up a little bit. Evan choosing to be a gentleman. Charlie cruising along. Taking his high stack in 1 bounce every time. He's on fire. Emmett's doing really well too. He's starting to pull ahead of Kevin. Kevin needs to pick it up, and he's picking it up. Charlie's still going strong. He has a lot of momentum here. If he doesn't make it on the first, he gets it on the second. Charlie is cruising. Emmett's right behind. Kevin's close to him. Matt's still going strong. First time I've seen Charlie miss twice in a row. But he makes it again. He's on fire. Emmett's right there too. Starting to get low on cups. No, yes. Charlie wins it.
Immunity.
Damn, bro.
Charlie. Guaranteed spot in the final 3.
Okay. Well earned, Charlie. Good work.
I'm proud. I'm proud that I made it, to the Final Four. I'm proud that I was able to clutch that last, immunity that got me into the Final 3. And yeah, I was feeling really confident this game. After last season, I was kind of heartbroken. I almost didn't want to play again because I was just worried. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to get the vote. If I were ever to make it back, I was worried that, I wouldn't have another shot. But yeah, I really kind of fell back in love with the game. Honestly, I think a lot of the jury saw me play last year. And I think the fact that I was able to replicate what I did, maybe even more this year, I won more challenges than I did last year. So I think that kind of showed that I was, without winning those immunities, I would have been booted out 100%. I know I would have been booted. If they realized that, maybe I wasn't the smartest player, or maybe if I wasn't the one who would be a backstabber and try to, flip a vote, they at least saw that I was passionate, my will to win, and my will to win a challenge. If that's what they saw, then I'm happy, and I'm proud of myself for being able to display that.
All right, hats off to Charlie. Sounds like he's a creature of habit when it comes to stack up. I think this is kind of how this played out last season. So, congratulations to him and his immunity headed into the final 3. I guess where I stand right now, I would prefer not to make fire if I don't have to. I'm comfortable in front of a jury. I think I can make a case, and I can turn it on when I need to. So I feel like that's where my strengths lie. So if I can just skip that step and get there, I think that's what I would prefer. That being said, I think that my resume could still use some help. So if I am sent to fire, I'll do my best there. If I can come out on top there, that's a piece I can use when I am in the final 3. So I think I'll be going in pitching Charlie that I'm a good asset to have with him to take straight through, have him send Matt and Emmett. And we'll see how receptive he is to that. But if I was a betting man, I'd say that Matt and I are probably making fire in a little bit.
Had that mindset of oh, well, if I do this, it might help me out.
Oh, so you threw yourself in?
Yeah.
Wow. Are you thinking of doing that again?
I don't think this time, honestly. I'm a little nervous just because I feel like all of you guys are pretty. It's gonna be hard going up against the jury.
Yeah.
All of you. For me, it's just kind of figuring out who the best, who should be out there with me. And I don't know, I'm thinking of putting Matt and Kevin during for the fire test. But I don't know. I'm still kind of contemplating.
Absolutely, and that's why we're having all these conversations. And again, I just feel like I don't know how much fire does for me. I don't know how much me being in fire does for anyone else. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm gonna have to scratch and claw here. I think I'm in trouble. In terms of convincing people to vote for me to win this game. And you've won. I mean, Kevin hasn't won either, but I think again, I don't even know how much he's done behind the scenes. So again, it's just, it's one of those things. I mean, Kevin and Matt have been together and, it's a tough decision.
With Charlie, I think I'm gonna try to convince him to put me up for fire, which I think, maybe in his head is actually a good move, to say like, hey, we get Matt out. He's seen as a threat that could get some votes at tribal. But honestly, I don't know what to expect from this jury. It seems like I've done a good game, but again, I've backstabbed some people, blatantly lied to others, where if I have a chance at final tribal, I do have a bit of a speech in mind that might be able to rally some people behind me, be able to see things from a different perspective. So, if I was able to win in fire, I think that would even add to my case. So my current plan is to try and get Charlie to bring me and him to fire. But if it's me and Emmett in fire, or Kevin and me in fire, either way, I think fire would help add to my resume. But if not, I'll also take the final three tribal, and just plead my case with the jury, see what they think.
Here he comes.
Here we are. Made it this far. It's our fire making. Charlie, gonna have to take the immunity back. So who have you decided to choose to make fire?
So after some consideration and thought, I decided to put Kevin and Matt into the fire making challenge.
In what way into that decision?
I just thought, I just really had to think about what would put me in the best position going forward.
Great. All right, well, with that, Kevin, Matt, step forward. Survivors ready. Go. Yeah, exciting! Woo! Kevin, it's the other side.
No, I know.
Matt getting a good spark. Kevin had the tiniest little flame there that he was trying to keep going. Matt getting the hang of it.
He's got a char going. Might be able to turn it into something here. We'll see. Ooh, Matt's got a flame going. All right, good. We can have fire. Now it's just about keeping it alive. Big enough to get over that string. It's starting to lick the string already. But will it burn out? The small stuff will burn quick. He's got to act fast to build. He's grabbing more bigger sticks. Matt has a good flame going. It's starting to lick the string. Just took a spark. Starting to maybe burn out. Matt's got to build it so it can stay alive. It's starting to lick that flame. It's starting to lick that string. It's darkening. Matt's pulling ahead here. But will it burn out before it burns all the way through? There, Matt's there. Keep fighting. This fire can go out just as quickly as it went up. That's got to go any second. It's black.
Gonna light the freaking flag on fire.
And Matt wins! All right, so beer.
Yeah, I mean, obviously sad to see it end. You know, would have loved a shot at the jury to give my case on, you know, why I thought I might be like Wallenpaupack season 3 Survivor winner. I respect Charlie's decision. I think he made the right one. But yeah, at the end of the day, I had so much fun. I am proud of the way that this turned out. Thank you for the support of Survivor Lake Wallenpaupack. It means the world to all of us. I know that. You guys can't see them, but a lot of work went in behind the scenes. So big shout out to Adam Bensinger, big shout out to Jack Hardy for all the production work that they did, as well as everybody else that kind of once they were out of the game, they stepped up and were able to film and help out. Of course, huge shout out to Jeff Probst, you know, our Jeff Joey here, for as always hosting a fantastic weekend, a fantastic Survivor.
Alright, well, with that, we'll begin. Charlie, would you like to...
Sure. Thank you to everyone who has worked with me and who has been in communication with me throughout the game, and I feel like it's been pretty much every single person. This season was so different with these bounties. It kind of put everybody on the edge of their seats throughout at least the entire beginning of the game, and I know that everybody didn't end up getting their bounties. But you know, it was an extremely different vibe this season than it was last season and probably the year before. And yeah, it's been an honor to play with everyone, and it's an honor to sit next to you two. I feel like the last few challenges today, well, just the whole time, it's been super competitive from start to finish. Well, it is all fun and games. Like, everybody takes it so seriously, and like you said, it kind of makes it even greater of an experience for everyone. I would just like to say that, yeah, I play my game, and I tell everybody here I play honest, and I try to play with the most respect I can for every player. And yeah, I like last year, I gave my heart by the end of it last year. Like, I kind of didn't really know what to expect going into it. I didn't watch Survivor. I didn't really study what happened in the first season. But then I really kind of felt a passion and a drive to try to do the best I possibly could. And this season, yeah, I wanted to go in with a more positive mindset. I wanted to go in with the idea that, you know, if I can make it far in this game, if I can build meaningful and trustful relationships with some of the other players, I possibly could get far again. And yeah, thanks. Great.
Gentlemen of the jury. The 3 principles of Survivor are outwit, outplay, and outlast. I sit up here with 2 other people with me. We've all outlasted all of you, but I intend to hopefully prove how I have outwit and outplayed the others in front of me. Charlie said he played an honest game. I will be honest, I did not. Survivor is a game after all. And outside of the game of Survivor, I consider myself a pretty selfless person. Within the game of Survivor, I definitely was a bit cutthroat. I can point out Gray, Logan, Drew, Michael. Yes, I lied to all of you when and before I voted you guys out. But I think, you know, coming in as a past producer the past couple of years, as well as the editor of these videos, I kind of need to put myself first in order to get to this place. I feel like I've proven that I've been able to outwit and outplay by hiding certain advantages. I hid some little fortune cookie advantages at the beginning of the game that some people might have found. Lied to Michael, not really successfully, about an other advantage that I found. Told him that it was a hidden immunity idol, when in fact it wasn't. He called me out for that. But that was an advantage that I found too late within the game, so I still tried to find a way that I could still use that. I knew that Drew had a hidden immunity idol, and during his vote, I actually told everyone to vote him, and then told Drew, gave him the signal to play it, knowing that it would flush the idol, but also gain some brownie points with Drew. So yes, and now I stand in front of you after creating a fire that took 15 minutes to build, but I still did do that as well. I'm super proud of the game that I played. Having immunity for the first 3 challenges was super I wasn't expecting any of that. It came with the price of needing to get a bounty on Logan, who I was planning on coming into the game with, being an ally. But out of that, I was able to align with Emmett. He was aligned with Kevin. And I'm open to any questions you might have about my game.
Great. Thanks, man. Good.
What's going on, guys? Had just such a fun time playing with all of you in this game. I felt like Charlie said, I made a connection with a lot of you guys. We worked through so many different moves. I'd like to say I established a bit of a network that spanned across the game. And I worked at it, It was either, maybe convincing a group to move on one move or convincing the other group and trying to bring together a bulk of voters and just kind of being in the middle of it during the whole game was very, very tricky and hard to do, especially when, I'm the only person sitting in these 3 seats that was never ever safe in this game. There was never a moment where I had any sort of protection, and that does a number on you in this game. So it was hard, it was stressful to move through and speak with you guys and think, I might go this way, I might go that way. And like I said, like Matt said, I feel like I built that network on trust and in places it was supposed to be and where it needed to be. And that's how I was able to move forward. But there were times where I was less truthful. And there were people who I felt, Ronka, for example, I think we worked together in this game, but there was the time you voted for me and and there was times where the Jimmy vote, that was one place where I went wrong. And instead of, panicking, when you didn't go with me, it was like, I had to keep the vision. I had to work my way back into the game. And I, didn't even end up being a target for that. After aligning against these guys and going after Jimmy, I was welcomed back in. And that, I think, is a product of the trust that I built with the players in this game. And I just couldn't trust all the way, so you needed to go. And players like that, I found a way to get rid of one way or another, whether it was in the beginning of the game or later on. And I would love to have worked with Logan in this game. He would have been my closest ally coming into all this. And he was voted out first. I was really on an island from the beginning, and just swam where I could, been where I could, and avoided the vote, avoided the eye on me. Like, hey, this guy's talking too much, this guy's doing this. Finding that balance was very tough, and I think sitting here, I've proved I was able to do that. So, it wasn't the flashiest game, but I think I had great input on almost every single move that happened in this game. Appreciate it, guys.
Cool. So we'll open it up to the jury to ask first.
Congrats again, guys. I, like Logan, my vote is also up for grabs tonight. I'll go down the line reverse. And sorry, some of these are two-parters, so I'll just try to be quick. So I'll start with Emmett. Emmett, both our games this season, I've heard from other competitors, be described as conniving, scrambled, and reckless. How can you dispel these descriptors and name some moments where you were cool, calm, and collected? And to that end, you mentioned that you never raised any red flags. And why do you think that you weren't a target?
Great question, Ronka, and I'll answer. I think my last answer actually did answer a bit of that, like in terms of when I was calm and cool. But reckless, I wouldn't say. I think reckless is the wrong word for my game. I think I moved carefully, tiptoeing, like the G, silence like the G in lasagna. I'm so sorry. I had to, it came in my head and it had to come out. Sorry there. And that, I think, is why I might not have been as big of a target either, because I think people saw me as a reliable vote, and people trusted me and said, and again, I don't know a lot of the conversations that happened about me because it happened behind my back, assumingly, and I would think most of them came at the expense of saying, maybe we take out Emmett here, but we could use his vote here, and he's convinced me, he's been able to show me that he'll go that way with us, and that's how I got things done. And a lot of the times, I took risks to do it. Like, I wanted to work with Charlie in this game, and he was my bounty. And I kept that very, very quiet from people. I didn't tell Charlie until we were about to vote in the fourth and final vote you could get rid of him. And I told him, I was like, I didn't want to tell you before
So you thought you had this paranoia about me in the back of your head, but I'm telling you now, you are my bounty and I'm not voting for you. And I was willing to take that slap on the wrist for him, for what we have moving. And those are the sacrifices you have to make in this game, I think. And I think I made the right ones at the right times, mostly. Because again, I think my game could have totally came apart if Jimmy vote. And that would be scrambling, I think was the other word you used there. That might have been my scrambling when that ended, and I was like, hey guys, like, I know this whole thing happened. I'm not on a revenge tour. I'm open to work, and I think people were receptive of that, and it got me further in the game.
Great, thanks, Evan. Matt, this is a more personal question. You already had the numbers, so my question to you is, why did you still give me a fake advantage when you knew that I was going to be out no matter what? And also, which opponent sitting next to you right now are you most nervous to be in the final three with?
I don't know if I have a good answer for it. I just, thought it would be a bit fun just to see what would happen.
Oh, too embarrassing.
No, not to embarrass you, but I also thought that, I don't know, if I could gain something from it of like, because I mean, honestly, at that point, I didn't know if I was safe either. So I was like trying to see if I could just mess with the votes a little bit, where it's like, hey, if you, did I tell you to put it on Kevin, right?
Yeah.
I told you to vote for Kevin. I was like, oh, I told them to vote for Ronka, so if you use this, like that way, it was just kind of getting off me in a way. But then, yeah, Kevin and Emmett pulled through and actually did, vote for you. So yeah, that was more just kind of like, I had that advantage. Like I said, it didn't really mean anything. It was just a piece of metal. And I had actually talked to Kevin and Emmett out in the sunroom and it said like, hey, like, can we use this? Should we almost use it maybe to convince Charlie to vote Ronka with us? Should we give it to Ronka and try to make him feel safer? And that way you wouldn't be scrambling to come up with my name. And instead I walked right out. You were sitting there with Nick and I was like, okay, like, I know we were talking about the Charlie plan, but here, let me see if I can try to convince Ronka to not put me down. That was more for that. But, this is gonna sound like a cop-out answer, but I was kind of saying if I didn't win the fire challenge, I'd be in the same boat as you and Logan. I don't know who I vote for to win, because I think Charlie has a really good story of, we kind of have an opposite story where I came into this and I had immunity for the first three, and then you kind of came in at the end to get immunity in the last three. And Emmett and I, we played a very similar game. We've laughed with each other, we've lied to each other, we've laughed about lying to each other. So I know, that I think both of them are threats to be up here. Is your answer who I would pick, or who I think is more your threat, right?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. I feel like Emmett might be, honestly. I feel like Charlie, I was expecting you to go down and do fire with me. I understand why you didn't after talking with you, but I feel like that could have helped you face a little bit more too.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, last question. Charlie, you had a very near identical game to last season, and you, Kevin, and I were a pretty strong three, at least I felt throughout. However, when it comes to your strategy and social game, you admitted in the game that you did not call any shots. So my question to you is, how, besides a few conveniently timed individual immunity wins, how did you shake up the game strategically or socially?
Well, thanks for the questions. Honestly, Ronk, I will say, this year I felt more, you may say conveniently timed. I thought that I was able to show my skills. And, I think conveniently would have been, in a situation where I didn't have my vote, which the challenge that you actually won, I think if I was to win it there, I would think that would be more of a convenient time, because that was probably one of the only points that I felt like I was scrambling, because I felt so vulnerable, like I didn't even have a shot to vote myself or to vote for someone. But towards the end of the game, I was kind of able to display that it wasn't a convenience. It was like I was going in and I was dominating, and I did my best and I tried to. And call it luck, call it convenience. I don't know. It's Survivor, and I know for a fact that if I was to lose probably any of those last few challenges before the Final Four, I would have been out. I really believe that. I think that, yeah, I mean, you said that I don't call any shots. I think me calling the shots is winning the immunity for myself and saving myself because I'm sitting up here, and this goes even back to the Final Four with Kevin. Some of the best talkers in the game, some of the best relationship builders in the game, and yeah, I think towards the beginning, well, throughout the whole game, I'm kind of quiet, I'm kind of reserved. I try to keep my game, to myself as much. I don't want to come off as desperate or I'm trying to get someone out that I need out. So yeah, I kind of let my playing do the speaking. I don't know if I answered your question properly. I just kind of started rambling, but
Thank you.
yeah.
Rick, you said you had a question?
Yes. Congratulations, boys.
Thanks, Rick.
Well deserved, final 3. So I want to know, what is your single defining survivor moment?
You want anybody to start? Anybody want to start? Why don't we go, Matt?
It was probably the Drew vote. That one did not feel good, but I felt like it had to happen at that point. So yeah, I think that was a defining moment because it was kind of one of those moments where I was pretty, truthful with Drew for the most part. And I remember going into a room together and kind of just being like, yeah, man, like this is the plan, no need to worry. And then yeah, coming up and seeing his two, or he only had one vote for someone, and then yeah, just like a bunch of Drews came falling down. I think that was a moment where it was like, hey, that was one of the first blindsides. It was during a weird challenge or a weird immunity where other people didn't have the right to vote, but I felt like that was a defining moment for me.
Cool. Emmett, you want to get in?
Yeah, and since I already mentioned getting back on Matt and Kevin's side after the Jimmy disaster, I'd like to showcase something that happened a little bit earlier on in the game, as I thought another moment that, I think not only defined my game, but I think it defined a lot of people's games. There was a very wet challenge outside in the pouring rain, and me, Mickey, and Charlie were on a team, and the challenge actually ended up being thrown to get my team to lose because Mickey wanted to go out. Or Mickey did not want to go out.
He was so tired of playing.
I'm so sorry. They wanted Mickey out. And at that point in the game, I hadn't yet really grasped my hands into the roots of what I wanted to do or where I was going. And me and Mickey had great conversations in the beginning of the game. In the whole, when Drew played his, a hell of a play, by the way, Drew, I just want to give you that. Him playing that idol and canceling out 10 votes. He was the one who gave me the confidence that it's true. And I went on his word and he was right. And we were working, and then, the Godfather starts having ideas and slitting hands, and we're all shaking blood packs. And Mickey was on the wrong side of that. And it was, do I, play the rogue game and put myself at a disadvantage to try and fight this, or, use this whole family thing to my advantage? And that's what I chose to do. I want to be in the family, and so we had to cut out the black sheep Mickey to do it, unfortunately. So that was, I think, a defining moment. I don't know what happens if it was a split second in that challenge. Jimmy beat out Mickey, and who knows what happens after that. But that kind of rocked my game, and to be able to settle into the family, and again, I'm sorry I voted you out, Mick, but. I think I said in my confessional, it was a strong current that I did not want to swim against, and sometimes that's what you just have to do in the game.
Okay. I think I have like 2 game defining moments. And one is kind of right place, right time. Actually no, it was one of the first challenges that I was put up, and I was working with Nick, and I really got a sense that me and Nick had a good connection, and I don't know, we never really formed a worded out bond, and we never really talked about it, but I felt like throughout the entire game, he kind of had my back and I kind of had his back, and I don't know how I was in that room when Andrew Gray was getting thrown around by Nick, during the whole family creation. But I was glad to be there. I feel like it's part of Survivor history. So that was kind of defining for me to be there. I also, like, just on a personal defining part of the season was when I was able to actually win the challenge of finishing the puzzle. Just because in the past it's been like, I'm not a puzzle person. I struggle with like mental games. Like after the challenge where we had to do the memorization, I was so down on myself and I was so frustrated because I just felt like if there were any more challenges like that or required like thought, I just feel like there are so many smart people here, and there are so many quick thinking guys, and like for me, when I was able to be the first to finish the puzzle, I think something in my game clicked, and I was like, I can do this. There are all aspects of the game that I can win at now, and that was my personal defining moment.
All right, let's
Closing statement.
Closing statement. Let's keep it under 30 seconds.
Yeah, mine be short.
Yes. All right, Emmett, you seem to.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to let everyone know here again. I said it in the beginning. I wanted it to be lasting. It was just amazing to be back here. I unfortunately didn't get to play last year due to very unfortunate circumstances, and you lose people in your life, and to be here right now with all of you guys, I will cherish this stuff forever. To be able to play this game, play with all of you, friends I've known for so long, new friends, all of you. It was just amazing. If this is the last time I ever get to yap at Final Tribal Council, I just want to let you know I love you all, and it was an honor.
Yeah, I echo that sentiment. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Yeah, especially like I said, coming the past 2 years, being a producer, being behind the scenes, actually being able to get to play with everybody. And to lie to people and kind of backstab and swindle, that was kind of fun for me. Hopefully, nobody takes that too seriously. We can still get tacos and Logan. We can still hang out. We can still talk. But Survivor's a game. I had a ton of fun playing it. It was great to be on this side of the camera this year. And just thanks for all the fun.
Thanks, Matt.
Just bouncing off of both of them. Thank you to everyone, especially the producers. The games, the challenges were incredible. Joey, always a great. Jeff, and Adam, Carrie, Jack, like everyone. It just felt like a very seamless flow of everything this year. Everything kept moving, and it was so much fun. I really hope to be back. I hope to be able to play again, and all the guys involved, you guys are the best. It's really cool to keep our friendships going and also be super competitive at the same time, like having a fun weekend out at the lakes. And
Yeah. I guess we'll just start with you, Ron.
That's 0.
Good luck, guys.
When I was in the final 3, I was the villain. I flipped on everybody, and I forgot that the jury mattered. So, didn't work for me. It's not going to work for you, Matt. The fact that you can do the exact same thing right under their noses and have nobody blink an eye should matter just as much. So therefore, Chuck, you got my vote this year. Best of luck, buddy.
Tough year for me. I don't have my usual vote. None of the 3 were silent but deadly. I think, Chuck, don't take it the wrong way. I took a lot of pride in how you dominated those challenges, but I just think, just barely, he had a little more control of what was happening throughout the game. But man, Chuck, that was something to watch.
Alright, so once again I cast a vote. It's been a minute. I'm voting for the man who I think played a hell of a game. I think they all did. I'm voting for the closer. I'm voting for Brad Lidge, Mariano Rivera. This guy, Charlie, has shown in both seasons if you take this guy to 7, 8, he's going to the end, and that's when you win your games. That's where you make your money. So that's what I'm voting for. Great game, man.
You know, as Nick C. Hustle, I've been playing a game that's been really centered around the family. You know, you heard me say it a lot. And so what I found was that there was one player that made it, that really embodied what it meant to be part of the family. You know, we kept it quiet, played a cool game. Charlie, my boy. It's yours. The rest of you, you're dead to me. Nixie Hustle, out.
Welcome everybody. The time has come to decide our winner. Regardless of the outcome, congratulations to these 3 guys. One more round. I'll read our votes. Chunk. Chuck. I'm still mad though. Matt. 1 vote Chunk, 1 vote Matt. Chucky. That's 2 votes to Chuck, 1 vote Matt. Another vote for Matt. 2-2. Charlie. 3 votes Charlie. Charlie again. 4 votes Charlie. The winner of Survivor. Have a big thank you to Jack and Adam and Karis for coming in. They really stepped up, and they're really the only reason why we're even doing this right now. So thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you to all of the players, because this would be really boring if you guys weren't as enthusiastic and willing to really dive all in the way that you do. So you guys also give yourselves a round.
Let's thank Jeff here. And let's thank all of the Broncos for letting us do their job. Thank you guys. Thank you. Give me something that could be used in a promo for this season. All right,
That's great.
Yeah, all good.
He's telling lies. He's bullshitting everything that he's saying, and it's pissing me off. And I need to get him out of here. Not just off the island, but out of this lake house, out of Lake Wallenpaupack. I need him out of Pennsylvania. What's that?
And then they kissed.
You just kind of like let people go.
Are you? Is this happening?
Yeah, I think we're just
Get out of here,
chatting.
Shmemeth.
Gotta get my charger, man.
Just telling him not to clomp.
Okay.
Yeah, so my first boot is probably going to be epic. Because you can't.
That's what we're hearing a lot, actually.
Yeah, first person. You're hearing that a lot. Yeah.
I don't need to send a message. Everybody knows who I am. They know I came here to win. And again, I feel bad for whoever got teamed up to take me out. Sucks. And Frank, poor bastard. What's his name again? The guy I got to take out? Kevin. Poor Kevin. Man, you really, really got the short end of the stick, my friend. Because you gotta deal with Nixie also, brother.
And then they go, and they go. Like baby goats.
Call the deer. Call it. Can we
Yeah,
call
it's
the
not
deer?
exactly like a goat, but it's like a similar like.
Charlie, call the deer.
He's monkey mom.
Looky, look.
Okay, let's go get the time.
You got it, Jack. Get it.
So we're gonna have like the survivor next on. He's gonna say like, Gray.
Can you just edit this like I'm like agonizing over it? Like, I don't. And cut to like a new one, like a fade, like.
Give you like a 3 cut there, yeah.
Yeah, and then like.
What do you want America to know about the outfit?
Every star has its shining moment, and I just wanted to make sure I was as bright as possible for final day.
There you go.
Ass in the ground. I can't
Whoa, hey. I don't think it's gonna be. You're too handsome. We can't lose you this way. The ratings would die.
I mean, if we were voting on handsome, Logan would still be here.
That is true. That is true. I don't think I would have been invited.
You would have been like a replacement.
But yeah. First out. All right.
We'll say I'm just hoping it's not a unanimous Drew Idol play at this point.
Drew. Does not count. 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 Drew. Does not count.
Yeah, I don't have a vote, but as I walked down here, I heard people say, "Wait, I thought you have a vote." I don't know.
Oh! I'm good.
I don't think we need to use it.
Use what? For what? For what? Oh.
Alas, good people, even the brightest of stars grow weary, and I am no exception. But I will shine again after a quick break in my quarters. Stay beautiful.
So I have no regrets about my game. Congrats to Chuck. Even though I feel like I'm the real winner, I was given this key lime pie. So at the end of the day, even though Chuck is our Survivor champion, getting his redemption, very proud of him. Yeah, I'm still happy with the way that I played, and I'm about to eat this whole pie in one sitting. So.
I thought this was a steakcation, not a staycation!
Your Outback Staycation starts at $14.99 for a limited time.